The MLB 2021 hot stove is starting to heat up because the Mets have just signed James Mccann to a 4-year contract. Now, at the time of filming this video, how many millions not been announced yet? But the Mets are signing James Mccann. And this rules them obviously out of the JT Realmuto sweepstakes. So we're going to talk about what this means for their team. And is this a good move? Is it a bad move? My thoughts, my opinions. So if you like this kind of content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you get notified whenever I upload a video. Check out my basketball channel. 68% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So get your life together and hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and leave a like on this video. So yeah, the Mets have just signed James Mccann to a 4-year contract. According to Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic. Wow. I'm really surprised that this deal did get done in the winter meetings because obviously it's a weird winter meetings. But wow, this is a good deal. I don't care how much million it is. I don't think it's going. I think it may be like a 4-year, 64 million type of deal, something close to that. I think this is a really good pickup by the New York Mets. And does this put the Nationals to be favorites for JT Realmuto? I don't know. But this is a great signing for the New York Mets. Very smart signing. You get James Mccann, who apparently they wanted all along. Yes, you could get Realmuto. But Mccann is the smarter choice in my opinion because he's not going to be that much worse of a catcher than JT Realmuto. And James Mccann is not a bad catcher at all. He's a very good catcher. And I really like this move. I think it's a very good move. James Mccann now gets a starting role on the team, so very good for him that he gets a starting role on the team. Now Wilson Ramos is obviously a free agent, so there's nothing to be done there. You could re-sign him as a backup or trade bait, whatever you want to do. I don't think they would do that, though that would make no sense. But I don't think the Mets are done yet. They've got Steve Cohen. It seems like they're the favorites for George Springer as well. So Mccann and George Springer, that would be a great offseason. They needed a catcher. Ramos, Trinos, those players are free agents, obviously, and they're just not doing it. Yes, they have Francisco Alvarez in their farm system, who's a very good prospect. I think he's top 5 for them. Very good prospect there. But he's not ready now. And James Mccann is a perfect win-now move by the New York Mets. I really like this signing. Great signing by the Mets. You're going to get a top 10 catcher in baseball who hits the ball well, who is pretty good behind the plate. He's really good. And James Mccann, I don't know where he would come in a top 10 sort of list, but he's at least got to be in that top 10 in my opinion. Very good catcher, very good signing by the New York Mets. I know I keep saying that. But this helps them so much because they finally got that catcher that they needed. Now, Robinson Chirinos, he didn't play every day when he was with the Mets. And Wilson Ramos was terrible behind the plate. Terrible. So I really like this signing. Great signing by the Mets. I don't think they're done yet. I think they still probably are going to try to get a bullpen arm. I think George Springer might go there as well. James Mccann, I think, is a great signing. Very good signing, but they're not done yet. I mean, they still probably need another relief arm. There's been rumors about a Steven Matz trade. There's been a lot of rumors about the Mets. And there's even been rumors about a Lindor trade. That seems to kind of be on the lowdown right now. But this is a great signing. Thumbs up. And if I was giving this a grade, I'm giving it a grade of an A+. I really like this signing. I think it makes a ton of sense. And you still, with this signing, can probably sign a George Springer because James Mccann is going to be a top 10 catcher in baseball, but he's not going to cost you a ton. And that's the great thing about this signing. So, yeah, I really like this signing. I literally just uploaded another video, and yeah, this James Mccann news comes out. Shocker there. I could have predicted it. So, yeah, I really like this signing. I think it's a very good signing by the Mets. Now, what do they need? That's the question. Now that you've got your catcher position filled with James Mccann, your starting pitching, obviously, it does look good. You've got Syndergaard. You've got Jacob deGrom. You've got David Peterson, who pitched pretty well in 2020. You've got a lot of good pitchers in that rotation. But relief pitching still needs a lot of help. Yes, Edwin Diaz was very good. Dylan Betances was just not it. So Justin Wilson, very good out of the bullpen. You've got Seth Lugo, who could be a starting pitcher. I think he's better suited as a relief pitcher. Your catcher spot's good now. Your first base spot's good. And you still have Dominic Smith as trade bait because there's not going to be a universal DH in 2021. So the Mets are in a great position as a team right now. They still have trade bait like a Dominic Smith. Maybe they move Brandon Nimmo if they sign George Springer. They've got some trade bait there that could land them another player, maybe like a Chris Bryant, maybe like a Francisco Lindor. Who knows? But this team is in the right position. Steve Cohen is already doing a fabulous job of getting this team in the right direction because we know the Wilpons, they were not doing it. They were not getting this team in the right direction. And Steve Cohen seems to be doing that. And I mean, he's doing a great job so far. He's signed James Mccann. He got rid of Brody Van Wagen, who was terrible. And obviously the Wilpons are gone, which made a lot of Mets fans happy. And probably so. They're spending money this offseason, and the Mets are going to be a threat in the NL East. Do I think they're better than the Braves right now? No. But I think they're that second place team right now. I think it's probably the Braves, the Mets, the Nationals, the Marlins, and the Phillies. I feel like the Phillies are in fifth place. They're losing a lot, and I really like this signing. Steve Cohen's doing a great job as the new owner of the New York Mets. He's making good deals, and it looks like Springer could definitely be the next one to come to New York, to the Mets. It looks like they're going to get one of these big free agents, whether it's Springer, Bauer. One of those two seems like they're going there. I think Springer's more likely. I think Springer's he's either going to Toronto or the Mets. I think the Mets probably are more likely. They're going to throw a lot of money at a player like George Springer. They need a player like George Springer. They need outfield help. They don't need outfield help too much, but they definitely could use a George Springer. Let's go ahead and look at some of their outfielders in 2020. And we haven't even mentioned the fact in this video yet that they signed Trevor May to a dirt cheap contract for a Trevor May type player. Now Robinson Cano, he's out for the 2021 MLB season, which is going to help them a lot. That frees up a lot of money. That money probably frees up the money that could go to George Springer or James McCann 1. Like I said, you still have Dominic Smith. Jeff McNeil, he's probably your third baseman, second baseman, who knows. I would put him at second base. Their starting lineup after this is probably going to look like James Mccann at catcher, Pete Alonso at first base, Jeff McNeil at short or second base, and third base is probably going to be J.D. Davis, if I would have to predict. And then you've got Andres Jimenez, and then in the outfield, you've got Dominic Smith, Brandon Nimmo, and Michael Conforto as of right now. And obviously there's not going to be a universal DH in 2021. So you could put Andres Jimenez playing second base and Jeff McNeil playing third base. But either way, Dominic Smith is trade bait for this team. So overall, you're probably wondering, who are my winners and losers in this trade? Well, my first loser is the Philadelphia Phillies. This was their kind of backup option for JT Realmuto, even though it didn't seem likely that much. That was kind of their backup option. It seemed like that's a loser, in my opinion. Another loser, I mean, I guess you could say a team maybe like the Yankees are a loser in this signing. Teams that need a catcher are a loser in this signing. Maybe the Nationals are a loser in this signing, you could say. Maybe the Reds are. So, Mets, they're clear winners. This was a great signing. Good job by Steve Cohen making moves and making great moves. He's already signed Trevor May, and he just has signed James McCann to a 4-year contract. So, Steve Cohen, he's doing a brilliant job so far as the New York Mets owner. And yeah, that's my opinion